In part 2 of multiplying binomials, we're going to look at multiplying a binomial with a trinomial. And all we're doing here is just using straight distributive property, making sure that every term in the first group is multiplied by every term in the second group. So we're going to start out by multiplying the 2x with the 3x squared. That gives me 6x cubed. Then I've got 2x times x, which is a plus 2x squared. And 2x times negative 5 is negative 10x. And then we go and we multiply the negative 7 by all three terms as well. So negative 7 times 3x squared is negative 21x squared. Negative 7 times x is minus 7x. And negative 7 times negative 5 is a plus 35. Once we've done that, all we have left to do is to combine like terms. So I've got a 6x cubed. I look for my squareds. I've got 2x squared and minus 21x squared for minus 19x squared. I look for x terms. I have a minus 10 and a minus 7 for minus 17x. And the last thing is the constant with a plus 35. So here's our product of the 2x minus 7 and the 3x squared plus x minus 5. Alright, so let's look at another example. Notice in this case the binomial is at the end, but it doesn't matter. We still have to make sure that everything in one group is multiplied by everything in the other. So I'm going to start out by taking x times 3x squared and getting negative 3x cubed. I'm going to take x times 4x, gives me plus 4x squared, and I'm going to take x times 2 for a plus 2x. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to multiply 5 by 3x squared. So that gives me minus 15x squared. 5 times 4x is a plus 20x, and 5 times 2 is a plus 10. And again, the last thing is to simply combine like terms. I've got a negative 3x cubed, a 4x squared minus 15x squared would give me negative 11x squareds. 2x and 20x gives me a 22x and a constant of plus 10. And there's our product, written in standard form. Okay. So you try this one and see what you come up with. So we're going to multiply x with 2x squared, giving us 2x cubed. Then there's a minus 3x squared plus x. Then I've got negative 3 times 2x squared, so minus 6x squared. There's a plus 9x, because it's a negative times a negative, and a minus 3. And combining like terms, I get 2x cubed minus 9x squared plus 10x and minus 3. So it's simply a matter of using distributive property whenever I'm multiplying polynomial expressions. Whether it's two binomials, a binomial and a trinomial, I could multiply two trinomials. It's still going to be just using distributive property. Okay. So let's look at it in an application that kind of applies to geometry, looking at the surface area of a cylinder. So if we're looking at the surface area of a cylinder, then that means I need the area of each of these circles, and the area of a circle is pi r squared, so there's two of those. So I've got 2 pi r squared, plus I would need the area of the larger part of the cylinder, which is actually, if we were to cut it open, it ends up being a rectangle. So the height of the cylinder and the length of the rectangle would actually be the circumference. So it's going to be 2 pi r times h. Okay? So here is our formula for the surface area of a cylinder. So now we simply need to plug in the values from the diagram. We have 2 pi times r squared. The r is x plus 2. Plus 2 pi times r, which is x plus 2. Times h, which is x plus 5. So 2 pi, x plus 2 squared. That means x plus 2 times x plus 2 plus 2 pi. And now over here I've got a binomial. So when I multiply these, I've got x squared plus 5x plus 2x and plus 10. Okay. So we're going to keep simplifying. When I multiply the x plus 2's together, I'll have x squared plus 2x plus 2x plus 4 plus 2 pi times x squared plus 7x plus 10. Okay. And if we go one more step here, we've got 2 pi times x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus 2 pi times x squared plus 7x plus 10. Right? Now what do you notice? You should notice here that both of those share a 2 pi. Okay? So we could factor out the 2 pi, which would leave the x squared plus 4x plus 4 plus the x squared plus 7x plus 10. Okay? And if we were to combine our like terms, slide this up a little bit, we'd have 2 pi times, I have 2x squareds, I have 11x, and a plus 14. And that would represent the surface area of that cylinder. Okay. So we'll do some more practice with multiplying binomials and trinomials, some more multiplying binomials. We'll look at some more of those in class tomorrow. We'll see you then.